Good morning. Are you ready to go? One mile down. Two miles down, one to go for today. Good morning, YouTube. It is 5:04 a.m. Started my run around 4:35, 36, somewhere in there. And we are just out enjoying the nice, cool morning Utah September weather. It's been a while since I've put up a vlog. There's been a lot going on, and you'll see what that is in this video. But man, have I had some crazy things happen and some perspective change in the last, I don't know, what's it been, 4 or 5 months since I uploaded a video. So stay tuned and you'll see how that's all been. Next thing on the list for this morning, we are going to go get changed and head off to lacrosse practice. Solid practice this morning. The boys are looking absolutely fantastic this fall, and now we're headed to work. Let's do some catching up. So, first thing to be said, back in June, we had a little baby boy. Bubbles. You blowing bubbles? Yes. Which has been absolutely amazing. Some really interesting things happened for me when it comes to work, and that's what I want to talk to you about. Editor's note. I am about a week ahead of where you guys are in the video, editing this video, and realized that the explanation that I'm about to give in the video is way too long. It took me like 15 minutes to explain what happened in the last 2 years, and while it is somewhat complicated, I'm going to make it really, really simple. Started working at FedEx in 2020, worked 6 months, wasn't so bad for the first 4. The last 2 were really, really awful, and I got super burnt out, so I ended up quitting. I did personal training for about a month and a half, 2 months, and then I realized I had a window of time in the middle of my day when nobody wanted to train, which makes sense because people got to go to work. So I let my old contractor know I had some time that I could come in and help, and they said, yes, please, come help us. We will just give you a truck, do what you can, bring the truck back if you have to, even if you haven't finished, and go about your day. So they kind of threw me around for the next 8 to 10 months. I was sometimes doing just home deliveries, residentials and stuff, sometimes doing bulk business stops, sometimes helping drivers who were struggling to finish their routes go and do their scheduled pickups. And then I started transitioning my clients all to online. And it was good timing because they asked me to start doing more consistent stuff at the station. Still not a huge time commitment, but something more consistently. So I started doing these consistent bulk stops for them to like a hospital and a 4x4 soup up place and a like plant nursery. And then I would go and do these scheduled pickups that you'll actually see me doing today. And that was super easy. I'd do the bulk stops in about an hour, and then I would do the pickups in an hour or an hour and a half or so, especially once I got really good at it. And if you've watched my other videos, you've seen me do some of that stuff. Fast forward to the transition of spring to summer this year, 2022, and our boss was looking to sell his contract. He found a buyer fairly quickly, and things started to change very rapidly. So, new boss came in, great guy, actually ended up firing our manager, who ended up just going on to work for another contractor in the same station. Kind of awkward, but it is what it is. And hiring a new manager. Those first 2 weeks were a nightmare as they tried to figure out all the things that they collectively didn't know. But they're great guys, and they treated us all fairly in that time. Everybody was really patient and understanding with each other, and it was a really good situation. In that time, they hired a new guy who was struggling with a super easy, in my opinion, route. And so they thought he might have an easier time with my route with the scheduled pickups. So we ended up switching. This route had about 100 to 140 deliveries per day, mostly residential, and I was finishing it in 3 or 4 hours. So I was home before noon most days. Really enjoyed that. I was getting paid like 2/3 day pay for the pickup route before. Once the new boss came in, I actually started getting a full day's pay, and then I got a little bit of a raise when I switched over to this route and took it over for this other guy. Well, I came to find out that about 2 weeks into running that pickup route, that guy hated it so much that he quit. So they took another newer guy and put him on it. He ran it for about 4 weeks. He hated it so much he asked to be moved to another route, and then they grabbed one more newer guy and tried to have him do it, and he asked to be moved also after 2 or so weeks. So they had this route that nobody wanted to do. They decided to throw a raise onto it and offer it up to everybody to see who would take it. And they came to me first, and I was like, I will take it. And I actually negotiated an even higher raise than the one they were throwing on top of that route, which has been the hugest blessing for us. We used to have to rely on me working FedEx and working my personal training. Now we can actually pay all of our bills with FedEx, and the personal training money we can use to put towards other goals that we have for our family. I was raised with the thought that learning things financially was very important, and I didn't always take that 100% to heart, but one thing that I definitely learned early on and continue to implement in my life, and which has helped me to definitely get where I am, is to have multiple streams of income. So I have my FedEx income, which pretty much pays all of our big major things that we need. We have a very nice 4-year-old house that we moved into 2 years ago, and it covers the mortgage, and it covers a whole bunch of other bills for us as well. And then I have my personal training income, which, like I said, we're using that to try to do things like maybe finish the basement and make the outside really nice. And then I have my lacrosse income and my lacrosse personal training income as well, and then 1 or 2 other little projects that I have on the side. So being able to fit FedEx in here as a part-time job but get paid full-time for it has been huge. And I want to make sure you don't think that I'm taking advantage of my contractor, because I know for a fact that I'm not. They could not get anybody else to do this route, and the others that they tried to get to do them, not only did they struggle, but they actually failed. Our manager was having to come and do their scheduled pickups often, or do the ones that were going to close before they finished delivering. So I feel like I'm actually getting paid what I'm worth. I have the skills and the know-how to do this route in a way that it no longer is an issue for my boss or my manager. They don't have to deal with it anymore. They are completely hands-off and don't have to worry about me and what I'm doing throughout the day. We have been having some truck issues lately, which you will see in a second. But other than that, it's been super gravy. They actually changed part of it, though, this route. They got rid of the bulk stops, and they slapped on some residential instead, which I personally like. So I average somewhere between like 60 and 100 stops a day. And then I have those, I think it's 12 to 14 scheduled pickups depending on the day. So there's my recap of the last 2 years, and I was able to do it in about 6 minutes this time instead of 15. Now let's go to a time lapse of sorting my truck for the day. Now here is one of the major quirks of this area of mine. getting it started. She always goes eventually. If you want it to. One more. She's a predictable old girl. You guys good? You guys secure? You probably can't hear me, but she's a loud old girl. But she goes. So this first stop is a little bit quirky. All of these packages are under one stop, but they're actually separate stops. So there's 9 total, and I get to put them in these boxes, unless they're too big. And if they don't fit, I have to take them to the apartment itself. And I hate using my dolly, if you didn't know. These are the kinds of stops that haunt the old nightmares. Don't blink. But wait, there's more. Whew. That is worth a protein bar. For every awful, terrible delivery, there is like the last one. There's one like this on the first floor where the package weighs less than a pound. So here's the nice part of this whole setup. It is 1:07. I have already done my first pickup. You can see it back there. And my next ones don't open until around 3 o'clock. So I'm gonna hang out for about an hour and a half, hang out with the baby boy, eat some food, and then head out. I was doing about 30 an hour, and I think there were 92 stops that I ended up doing total there. So only took me about 3-ish hours, a little bit more than that. And then the pickups will take me another hour or so when I finally get to them. You will rejoin me then. And I'm back. And after about an hour and a half break, I get to come use this brand new, still shiny, under 5,000 miles on it truck for the pickups. So at least I get to roll in comfort. But this truck is big enough, my area with the pickups fluctuates like crazy, to where one day I could have 200 packages that I'm picking up, to another day I could have 650 packages that I'm picking up. So this allows lots and lots of wiggle room for all of that. I'm gonna set you guys up for the time lapse of the pickups. May not be very exciting today. There are some businesses I don't go to on Fridays, and a lot of them tend to have nothing for me in the first place. I literally walk into the business, they say, "We got nothing," and I walk out and close the stop. Anyway, let's get to it. I don't know how many packages this is, but that one stop that I was at for a while was 217 just for that stop because of all these tiny little ones that you see back there. I'll give you a final count when we get back to the station. There you have it. My work day is complete. Let's open this up. I do not envy the people who have to deal with that. And we have the final count for the day, and the pickups were 315 packages. Now, 217 of those were from one place. The rest had under 100. Jeez, that's crazy. I am returning to the lovely turd I work out of most of the day, returning my scanner and heading home. On my drive home, wanted to revisit an idea with you guys that I think is the overarching theme that's standing out to me with all the stuff I've been through with this job. Now, I know money is not a good motivator for everybody, but getting paid what I feel like I deserve based on the effort I'm putting forward for the job is a humongous mental thing for me. And I found that since I've negotiated this balance of money and difficulty in the job, I'm actually much happier at the end of the day. Which is funny, because when I was just doing the pickups and getting paid okay, I can't say that I was happy at the end of the day with what I was doing, what I was accomplishing, and how I was feeling. Now I feel great. I feel fantastic about my job, and I think that balance has made all the difference. Now that's my story. I don't know what yours is, but that is what is working for me. And I just wanted to emphasize that. Do not be afraid to try to negotiate. The worst thing that could happen is your boss tells you no, or I guess maybe you think the worst thing that could happen is you get fired, but that could actually be the best thing for you. There are ways to put yourself in that driver's seat and become the one who can set that balance. And I would encourage you, if you feel like you're stuck in a rut, consider quitting your job and see how badly your employer wants you. And if they don't, maybe it's time to find a new one. But if they do, they're gonna put up or shut up. So, just wanted to mention that. I am home, and I am gonna go enjoy some time with my family and head into the weekend. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. I actually have some affiliates, and if you are interested in any of the brands, for example, my headphones are from Axel. My footwear that I wear here at FedEx, that I've been wearing all day today, super comfortable, durable boots, are from Lems. So there's gonna be a link down in the description to go and look at the Lems website. I think they're fantastic. The Outlander is the ultimate super well-rounded boot, and it's what I'm wearing now. Wore it all summer, I'm gonna wear it all winter, and we'll let you know what my thoughts are about it. But yeah, go check those links out if you're looking for either solid headphones, if you're a FedEx guy and your truck is loud, these are noise canceling, your ears won't bother you. If you have a super loud truck like I do, then Lems footwear, keep those feet healthy and working for you, not against you. And I'll catch you later, guys.